Boys and girls, we have half-hearted accusations here. I've been called out. Apparently, according to this Xbox fanboy, I'm a grifter. Yes, apparently I'm a grifter. So, mind you, there's just, I guess we have to go into a little bit of a backstory. Because, Riskit4theBiskit, just a day or two ago, he tweeted this out, I think early yesterday. He said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having pronouns in a game. And I read this and I'm like, you're saying nothing. Literally, you've said nothing. Because the reality is, yes, pronouns are a part of, how you talk about people or engage in discussion with people or address people. That is a reality. So what you said here means nothing. You just trying to be involved in a conversation that you should just shut the fuck up. This is just you making a safe statement. Because it means nothing. So knowing that fucking Riskit shouldn't even be involved in the conversation, I said you have nothing of value to add to the conversation. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch. Because you said nothing here. And then his reply was, man, I said, good boy for shutting the fuck up. And then he said, oh, I'm not done. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that means. It means that he's going to make a video. But at least I inspired him to make content. You know why? Because it's been a while since this motherfucker made a video. At least I could inspire him. Miss Bella said if it stopped at pronouns, maybe. But it never stops at pronouns. That's the thing, man. And like I said, the optional pronouns thing is silly. But if, I agree with you. If that's it, that's it. So here's the thing, man. After he said that, and mind you, look, he said, I told him you have nothing of value to add to the conversation because he said nothing here. And you know what shows more than anything else that he said nothing with this statement? There's absolutely nothing wrong with having pronouns in a game. You know what proves that this statement is absolutely meaningless as fuck? The title of his own video. The title of his own video goes to show that you had nothing of value to say. This is from Riskit4theBiskit's video. Avowed has pronouns, but all games have pronouns. You literally admit in your own title that what you said was meaningless. There was nothing of value that you tweeted. You just tweeted it for attention. You fucking loser. Congratulations, you're a moron. And this is what I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I have to deal with. Bro, that's like saying all games have gameplay. Exactly. Exactly. But it gets worse because Riskit4theBiskit, he's the type of dude. He's an Xbox fanboy that is upset that Xbox doesn't have exclusives anymore. That's him more than anything else, which I very strongly disagreed with him on. He believes that Xbox should just have their own exclusives. They shouldn't be on PC. They definitely shouldn't be going to PlayStation. That's the type of dude that he is because, well, now he has nothing to talk about. So now he has to get involved in adult conversations that he is not ready for, clearly. He's not ready for these conversations. Given that statement and this video, it goes to show clearly, yeah, maybe you should go over to PlayStation and become a PlayStation fanboy. So at least maybe you'll have one or two things to talk about. Yeah, he's one of those losers that you've been lost. You've been lost the argument, brother. You've been fucking lost. Get over it. Yeah, he's one of those losers. And I've actually had a debate with him in a space a while back about this shit. But yeah, we have to actually get into this. Riskit4theBiskit. Avowed has pronouns, but all games have pronouns. And mind you, hold on, let me see. Let's see where this video stands in terms of the like to dislike ratio. So the video currently has 58 likes and 101 dislikes. So it's almost like everyone knows that basically either is full of shit or has nothing of value to say, which is pretty much what I brought up before he even made this video. But let's continue. Let's hear what Riskit here has to say about this whole situation, because I'm sure it's extremely insightful.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is not the video that I had planned to make today. Unfortunately, this is just the video that's getting made today. Let's get into it.
What he means by that is he had actually no video to make because he doesn't really make videos like that. But I gave him a topic to discuss. Because, I mean, let's look at his videos. So, yeah, he makes videos like once in a blue moon. He's made 4 videos in the past 2 weeks. And yeah, I gave him something to discuss. Otherwise, there was going to be no video that was going to be made. Because, I mean, if he was going to make another video, I mean, there'd be another video here, but I digress. You're welcome, by the way. Risk it.
So earlier today, I posted up a tweet. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having pronouns in a game. And there just isn't. There's nothing wrong with having pronouns in a game. In fact, you have to have pronouns in a game. Otherwise, you can't refer to people. You can't say he is over there. You can't say she is doing this. That's a fucking pronoun.
And this is literally just avoiding the actual debate or discussion. This is like, hey, you know, I'm going to make this dumb fuck gotcha that has nothing to do with the debate and the sides people take on the whole situation. Nothing at all. Matter of fact, let's use my video. Mind you, he put this video out maybe about 12 hours after I put out my video. A little more than 12 hours. Like, and mind you, if he was going to talk shit about me, maybe he should have just watched my fucking video so that he actually knows where I stand on the subject matter. Because let's use my video. And mind you, I hate listening to myself. Like, I find this disgusting right now that I have to listen to myself. But unfortunately, when people make accusations that I am a grifter and then actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about, when they could just do their research, now, unfortunately, now I have to listen to myself. Because I said what I said, and a lot of shit that he's gonna say, I either agree with or have disproven in a video that came out like 12 or more hours beforehand that he could have just watched instead of making bullshit accusations and sounding like a complete total fucking moron. But, you know, I did timestamp some things, so I timestamped the issue with the pronouns. It's just, there is no need for any of this, all right? The mass majority of people obviously know that pronouns are they are not selectable, okay, in real life, all right? They are just not. But if you want to have a certain pronouns, you would essentially make a character that corresponds with said pronouns. Being addressed as a he, you'd make a dude, or a she, you'd make a chick. It's really that simple. It's sad that we have to have this discussion. But since Elon obviously... And that's literally the discussion, generally speaking. Like, why even bother having the selectable pronouns in the game when you could just make the character that corresponds with the pronouns? Like, what he's arguing has absolutely nothing to do with the conversation. And all he had to do was watch my fucking video to not look stupid in his video. But let's continue with this really, really poor take.
Everyone seems to be getting upset with this tweet. My thing is, I don't have to choose a pronoun. If I do choose a pronoun, I'll just choose he. And I'll move on with my life and I'll play the game. And then I'll judge the game based on whether it's good or not, the content of the game. Every time a game has pronouns, do we have to lose our fucking mind? Can we just not do this until at least the game comes out and be like, I don't really like pronouns, but I'll check it out and see what's going on. If that's your position, it's a fine position to have. For me, I personally don't care. If you're a they, them, I'll call you a they, them. If you want to be referred to as the purple people eater, I will refer to you as the purple people eater. It's no skin off my fucking teeth.
So, a few things here. First off, he's admitting he's willing to just concede to anybody's level of delusion that they happen to engage in. He's willing to do that. And while I think that there's concessions that can be made that's fair, obviously, especially if you're in certain scenarios, if somebody who is trans looks like a female, even though biologically they're male, they want to have, be regarded as female, and they look the part. Sure, fair. I don't really have a problem with that. There's plenty of trans people in the community that I just refer to as their, as who they look, what they look like, because it's fairly easy to do that because they actually do a decent job at looking the part. That's one thing. I don't have a problem with that. But if you look like, oh man, yeah, like Blair White is a good example. Homegirl that talks about who now works for Capcom, but used to talk about Capcom and videos and whatnot. I forget her name, but yeah, like they look like a chick, so it's easy to be like, yeah, she. Yeah, Susie Hunter. I don't have a problem with referring to her as a female because she looks like a female. There's times where I've been misgendered plenty of times. People think that I'm a dude at first impression, and I don't make a big deal out of it. It's not problematic to me. It happens sometimes, whatever, like all that shit, I completely understand. But if you're going to be like, oh, someone wants me to refer to them as a helicopter or the purple people eater, you're just going so far into delusion. You're going so far to the point where it's just unrealistic and unreasonable entirely. But it goes to show that Riskit doesn't mind being stepped on as long as it's that part of the aisle, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do the whole non-binary thing. I'm good, bro. You gotta pick a fucking side, bro. If you can't even pick a side, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm good, man. But that's the first part of this situation. The second part of this situation is that he's saying, why are people making a big deal out of it? Let me see. Let me go back here.
Out and be like, I don't really like pronouns, but I'll check it out and see what's going on. If that's your position, it's a fine position to have.
So the thing is, he didn't watch my video to actually know what position I have. So let's go watch my video to see what my position is on the subject matter, because this dumb fuck doesn't actually know. He's accused me of things. He doesn't actually know my position on the situation. So let's go here. I timestamped it. My thoughts on pronouns in video games. Acceptable. And for me, when it comes to pronouns in video games, is it a red flag? Is it a general sign that maybe I should look into this a little more? Yes, but is it a break for me? Is it like, oh, this is it? Like, no, I'm passing? No. Now, for some people, I know once they see pronouns, they're out. And hey, man, that's your prerogative. I don't tell you what to do. Just don't tell me what the fuck to do with my money and my time. That's all I ask. So, and for me, I'm just not that type of person that's going to automatically dismiss it, but my guard goes up. And I think that that's an absolutely fair, nuanced position to have. And you don't have to necessarily agree with me, and that's completely fine. But the problem is, like, Riskit clearly has a problem with people making their own decisions based on how they feel. And what I deliberately say is, don't tell me what the fuck to do with my time and my money. That's all I ask. And apparently, Riskit has a problem with that.
For me, I personally don't care. If you're a they, them, I'll call you a they, them. If you want to be referred to as the purple people eater, I will refer to you as the purple people eater. It's no skin off my fucking teeth.
Because you're a fucking cuck. Not for nothing. I don't really know what else to say. Like, you're just a bitch.
It doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter to me. It matters to some people. Here she is. Cult classic Cage.
Let's go, baby.
The newest grifter on the scene.
Oh, shit.
You know,
like I haven't been doing this for years now. He's going to pretend all of a sudden. If you've stuck around with me for a long time, you know I've always been like this, even back when Riskit was cool with me. Because now he's not.
People are already doing this way better, Cassie, right?
Oh, they are?
There's already a...
You're not. I'm just saying. You're definitely not doing it better than me. You didn't even do your fucking research.
Grums.
Oh, there's
We've
grums.
already got a hypnotic.
Okay.
What do you think you're going to add to the fucking conversation?
My nuanced take that happens to differ from hypnotic at times, and certainly with grums at times. That's what I have to add to the conversation. And it's hilarious because he was one of the dudes that wanted me to just to go at hypnotic, to denounce hypnotic or whatever. It's like, why are you trying to force me to do shit? Like, I don't respond well to people trying to essentially how do you say, like, use their moral authority to try and make me concede to doing something that I don't want to do, because that's just fucking dumb. Like, if I have to do something very specific, if I have to take a stand in order to essentially have your trust or be cool with you, go fuck yourself every single time. Absolutely, Miss Bella. If you try and tell me what to do, I'm immediately going to do the opposite. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. And that's the main reason why me and Riskit are not friends anymore. We don't fuck with each other no more. He's embarrassing a person not as old as he is. That's got to be embarrassing to him. He's in his late 40s. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily embarrassing if he was right, but he's not right here. I think it's embarrassing that you're a fucking 40-year-old and you're crying that Xbox doesn't do exclusives anymore. That's fucking embarrassing. But hey, man.
Like, what do you genuinely think you're adding to the conversation?
A lot. You chose not to actually see what I contributed to the conversation. You had every opportunity to do that before you made this video, which is the main thing that I'm trying to express to you. And this is why this video is absolutely embarrassing. He may not think so, but in reality, it looks so fucking embarrassing. Ugh, it's so gross. I think you should just delete this video, not for nothing. But
I guess fuck all is what you're adding to the conversation.
No, fuck all is what you were adding to the conversation. That's what I called out. That you added nothing to the conversation by saying that pronouns have always been a thing. That's all you said. Meanwhile, and what's crazy is, here's the thing. At this point of the conversation surrounding Avowed and the pronouns thing, like, when he decided to make this tweet, the situation had evolved like 5 steps forward. So he decided to tweet this after the pronouns thing was established, after the fucking art director came out on his fuck shit, after after the accusations of potentially like bad business practices of hiring were coming out. Like, he decided to make this tweet and then make this video way the fuck after all these other events. Like, the situation had evolved into multiple other events, adding more layers to the conversation. So it's like, you decided to take a very safe milquetoast stance here when all this other shit is also out here. Yeah, milk toast ass take. Water is wet. Exactly, Jocko. That's the thing. That's why I called that shit out for what it is. Like, stop being a pussy and actually say something. That was my entire point. I said, and I made this tweet after I made a whole video having the nuanced discussion and actually bringing up all this other shit.
Disappointing though, because Cassie had potential.
I did.
Channel. We've had her on,
I had potential. Oh my god, I didn't even know. Holy shit, really.
On the show, on the Infinite podcast, we used to communicate. I would have considered her a friend.
You know what being a friend with Riskit is like? You know what being a friend with Riskit is like? There's never any, hey, how's it going? How's the family? You know, how you doing? You doing good? Want to talk games randomly? There's never any of that. It's well, let me DM Cass because I think that she did something wrong. Not whether she actually did something wrong or not, or it's just I think that she did something wrong. So let me DM her and you know, vaguely have this discussion and try to, like, you know, try to correct this behavior that I don't like. That's what being friends with Riskit is like, and that's all it is. Like, anytime I do something, happen to disagree with, it's, oh well, got to deal with getting a DM from this fucking guy again. And I respected him, so it's like I can have the conversation. But that's what being friends with Riskit is like. No real discussions, like chill talk, none of that. Just, oh, Cass did something wrong. Let me DM her and try to correct it. That's what being friends with him is like.
You know, explain to me what you think I'm not adding to the conversation, because you seem to think you know my position, but you've got no fucking idea.
You didn't even voice your position. That's the entire point of what I said. You had the milquetoast fence sitter take that had nothing to contribute. And hilariously enough, the title of this video says just that. You technically do agree with me.
See, I have a nuanced position. I'm not.
Oh, really? Oh, really? What? Really?
Ideologically captured like you. A lot of people talk about this whole woke left thing or this woke mind virus, but I don't know if you've noticed this, but the right's you're on the right side. I'm not on either. I'm a centrist, but you're being ideological.
A centrist to him just means that you're just being a pussy and not taking a side. I am through and through libertarian by nature, more than just a political stance. It's more so a life stance. And a lot of my takes are very much like based on my libertarian thought process. Like, don't make me do shit that I don't want to do. Don't tell me what to do. Don't condemn me for my takes, for me choosing not to support something that you don't fuck with, you know, stuff like that. But he's just like, I'm trying to play it safe because I'm just trying to be industry friendly. So I am you know, centered.
Logically captured by that fucking side, and I warned you about it too.
Yeah, that's what I mean when he's like, yeah, being friends with him is just being talked down to all the time.
And now you've got to fit into every single fucking narrative that they come out with. Oh, they're doing that, so I'll go do that too.
Yeah, because I guess I'm
My
a follower.
audience wants me to be angry about this, so I'll be angry about this too.
Do you guys want me to be angry all the time? Is that what you guys want me to do? You just want me to be mad? Is it not us just having a discussion where it's a bunch of us that we do have different positions and different takes, and we have the discussion together, and we just kind of just rock with each other, and we don't cast harsh judgment on each other? Because I do know the reality is I have multiple audiences, and you guys all gather together and you guys find common ground, and I think that's amazing. One of my close friends once told me I'm right-leaning libertarian. Only Ziggy gets to rage around these parts. We're the Goon Knights? Oh, man. Don't fix what ain't broke. Absolutely. Yeah. Like one of the most important things about the inception of my channel is to have a discussion with you guys. Like that's the most important thing. Whether you disagree or you agree, I don't need you all to agree with me. And I tell you this all the time. I respect you nonetheless for having the conversation. That's what's important. Like, we communicate with each other. And there's different people from different walks of life. I love it. I think it's amazing. But I don't take certain stances just because I think that's what you guys expect of me. That's not how that works. Like, and I'm sure people that watch, like, you know, quote unquote anti-woke content, I'm sure that you guys can also distinguish that I have different takes from a lot of these guys too. Like, me and Hypnotic's take are not going to be exactly the same. When I was on Hypnotic's live stream, Saturday Night Hypnosis, like, I didn't agree with everyone there. I didn't like. That's not what it's about. It's bringing a bunch of people together and throwing our thoughts out there and having a discussion. Like, that's what it was about. And Hypno was so open to inviting so many people on the show. It didn't even matter necessarily what side you took or how you thought. Like, you wanted a bunch of different people from different walks of life. That's the thing about it. That was cool. And I respect it. So it's just interesting how people like Riskit who claim to be center because they're too afraid to actually have their own takes, take their own stances. Exactly. It's all about being yourself. He doesn't want to be himself. He doesn't want to take any real stances. And he also, in return, also, it seems like he doesn't want other people to take stances on anything either. Oh, shit. Oh shit. Mitty putting in that money for them Pokemon cards. Holy shit, really? I hope you get some cool stuff, man. I hope you post it in the Discord, too. But that's the thing, too. When it comes to people that don't want you to have the conversations, that's the shit that I don't fuck with. Because how fucking dare you try and control what conversations I try to have? Like, how fucking dare you try and control that? I think that's disgusting.
What a stupid position to take, man. What a crappy way to spend your fucking life. I mean, if you believe all that shit, which I think some of it you do, but a lot of it I don't think you do.
The thing is, he doesn't know what I believe in. He doesn't actually watch my content. Is it crappy over here, guys? Do you think, let me know if you guys think it's crappy being over here and talking with me. Does it really suck that bad? As bad as Riskit thinks it does? Knights of the Gooning? No! Jocko says most neutral creators just do that so that they get to keep privileges like early access for games, and that is certainly a thing too. Now, I don't know what level of access Riskit gets to anything. I don't know any of that. But saying that, hey, you know, I'm neutral, that's for a reason. Absolutely. But any divergence of thought instantly makes you an ist, etc. It's why I gravitate to Hypnotic's content. Absolutely. Like, just embrace it, man, because no matter what, there's always going to be someone that hates what you have to say just because you happen to think outside of the box. I'm not here because your stream sucks. I enjoy your streams and your honest thoughts. And I appreciate that, Miss Bella. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't think it sucks over here. I mean, you guys all enjoy the content. You enjoy the discussion. We have back and forth. It's a good time. I don't know if this is what sucks, man. Riskit, I'm glad people like Riskit thinks it sucks. Because we don't want you here anyway. Like, if you really want to try and control what people say, what you think is deemed an appropriate discussion or not, we don't fucking want you here. Period. That's it. Neutral equals neutered. Yeah, definitely.
My position on this is, look, if you want to put pronouns in a game, put pronouns in a game. I'll judge your game based on the merits of the game.
I thought you were neutral. What happened?
That's another thing from the right, Cassie. It's called meritocracy.
Absolutely, and I believe in that too.
Judge it based on its merits.
If you actually watched my content, then maybe you'd see, like it's also easy to say that when, and not for nothing, no disrespect to people that engage in Game Pass, but it's easier to take these stances if you just be like, oh, well, I'm a Game Pass gamer. It's easy to say that I'll just play it and judge it based on its merits. It's easy to say that when you don't have to put up $60 or $70 fucking dollars for every fucking game you choose to engage in and have limited time to play everything. It's easy to say that shit. Like, for me, it's like, dude, I don't really engage in Game Pass like that. I want to buy the game and own the game. Now, since I'm going to pay full price for a game, I would like to know, is the game within reason a decent game? And does it deserve my money? That's what I want to know. That's the important question. I love buying games, but devs aren't giving me a reason to buy more games. Mitty, and that is the issue. That's a big issue, man. If I feel disrespected by game developers or by companies and I feel like they're trying to hide things from me, like, then it becomes like, do they deserve my money? Especially when there's a fuck ton of competing games out here that are going to come out around the same time that are going to respect their audience, that are going to be informative. Like, there's plenty of other games out here. So I'd rather spend my money on a game that I feel like it deserves my money, and the developers deserve my money, and the game deserves my time. Tell this Aussie cunt to go suck some kangaroo. Oh man, bro, holy shit, brother.
And if I don't like the pronouns are in there, and that's fine if you don't like it. I don't think you need to go on the internet and flip out about it.
Then why are you bitching about it? Why are you sitting here bitching and whining?
Every 5 fucking seconds. Oh, this game's got pronouns and this game's got pronouns. And Elon loves me. Like, you don't need to do that.
When do I do that? How often do I talk about Elon, guys? How often do I do that shit? All right, Doc.
I mean, to get clicks, you do. I get it.
Really? Do you?
But as I said, my position on this is like, if he's got pronouns, I'll just play the game and I'll judge it on its merits. What I don't like about this whole thing is this. So this is where I'll sort of push back.
Oh, so maybe there's something to the shit that people were saying that you are complaining about, the people that you're complaining about. Maybe there's something to what they're saying, huh? What a shock. What a shock. And here's the thing, like, Riskit doesn't usually get involved in these conversations when it comes to, the whole DEI, woke, anti-woke. It's a very recent thing that he's doing. And it's like, bro, we've depended on you, like, your content, and like people like you that are like, I choose to not take a stance in the political, in the whole political debate, the social political debates in the gaming industry. Like, you choose to be a centrist. We depend on the centrists to actually discuss the merits of the game. And now you're a so-called centrist that's, really just full of shit. You're a so-called centrist that now wants to get involved in the political discussion. And that's the problem. And what you're doing, the thing is, what he's doing is you are engaging in the very thing that you don't want to happen. You're giving it even more power because now you, even the centrist that's supposed to be discussing the merits of the games, now you're getting involved in the political discussion, which is what you don't even want. So you look like an idiot even being involved in the first place.
If you're a developer, you're creating a game for people to play. They're your audience. They're the people that pay your bills. Half of those people are on the right. And half of those people are on the left. Well, let's say there's a small amount, 20% of those people sitting in the middle like me, right?
So maybe just maybe because they're actually trying to sell a product to people, maybe they just shouldn't get involved in these like ideological, social, political stances to begin with as creators that are trying to sell a product to people.
Why would you go out of your way to piss them off further? They're already, and it's not your fault. I think you can add in pronouns, got no problem with that. But developers need to stop doing this thing where they attack gamers. It's fucking stupid. It's counterproductive to what you're trying to do, which is sell a game.
Yeah, you know, the shit that
The response to this,
the shit that we constantly talk about in the space, where we actually call out developers and call out companies for engaging like this. Yeah, we're the ones that talk about that.
the smart response to this was simply, yes, it has pronouns. We believe in choices. If you don't want to choose one, you don't have to. How fucking difficult is that to do instead of saying, I want to piss people off? This is the problem with this whole back and forth about gaming is one side is just digging in harder and the other.
It's official.
Hey,
You
censored.
suck.
Check memes on Discord.
All right, censored. I'll check it out in a minute. So, thank you so much for this too, by the way. So it's once again almost like he doesn't actually know my stance on things. So let's refer back to my video yet again. You know, the video that I put out before he even made this video. So let's refer to the part where I say the proper response that should have happened from Obsidian. Let's talk about that. These companies should come out and say, hey, you know, you may not agree with everything that we've done with the game, but we respect you, and we do not condone or support any of the things that are dumbass employees that are trying to cost everyone else what they're choosing to do. Like, if they would do that, I would at least respect the companies a little bit more, but they never do this. They just happen to just go with it, man. And here's the thing. What's annoying as fuck about Obsidian right now is that they're trying to hide this shit. Like, the blatant disrespect to the intelligence of gamers, to the intelligence of their potential customers / gamers is disgraceful. Like, honestly, this is so disappointing as an Obsidian fan. It's almost like we actually agree on a lot of things. So, I mean, he's calling me a grifter. We agree on a lot of things, actually. Maybe he's a grifter too. I don't know, bro. Because he's saying all this shit, the same shit that I was saying. The problem is, I'm not a fucking coward, and I say everything that I feel. That's the only difference. Yeah, apparently I am Devastator, according to Riskit. But I think maybe Riskit is also a grifter, because now he wants to get involved in these topics and discussions.
Other side digs in harder and we're drawing the battle lines and now we're just going to fight each other every 5 fucking seconds. Every single time a game comes out, we're going to do this shit.
You know what would have avoided this whole situation? I'm just saying, bro. You know what would have avoided it? He just didn't include the the optional pronoun shit. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, you could do that, but you know that most people don't really, you know, could have avoided that whole shit, because if you want to have optional pronouns, you would just pick the gender that corresponds with said pronouns, because that's what we've been doing forever when it comes to RPGs where you create a character and you have an option of gender. That's literally been done forever. You could just do the shit that we've been doing forever. And apparently that's a political stance now, because that's what we want, to just continue to doing the shit that we've been doing forever. So apparently that's a political stance. That's what we're dealing with. Oh man.
Every fucking time. It's getting tiresome. It's getting old.
And you're contributing to the thing that you hate. That's the problem. Like, you're now wanting to get involved in these discussions, and you're giving these discussions that you hate more power by getting involved in them instead of having and creating discussions that you want to have.
Clicks are gonna run out, guys. And with the
And
left,
why are
the
you
guys
here?
on the left as well.
Why are you here now? If the clicks are going to run out, why are you here? And by the way, this video got like over 700 views, I guess. You know, I was saying for a long time, my name ain't worth shit. Because, usually when people make videos on me, they get no views. I'm like, oh, my name ain't worth shit yet. Maybe that's starting to change. I don't like to get full of myself. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Oh, stop doing shit to wind them up. Like developers, if you're on the
Oh my God, it's almost like he agrees. But yet I'm the grifter. How does that work?
left, that's fine. You can, as far as I'm concerned, you can have whatever political views you want. Even if you're a communist, which I think is a misguided view. If you're a fascist, I don't know if you can.
It's just interesting that someone like this that comes from Australia, because that's where Riskit resides, and that's where he's from. It's interesting that the thought process, especially after how Australia's government chose to respond to COVID. You know, the whole authoritarian shit and choking women in the streets for not wearing a mask and I'm just saying, you know, I'm not gonna go there, and I'm not gonna go there, but maybe you're just the authoritarian pig that wants to try and control the conversation, brother. And what I'm saying is, talk what the fuck you want to talk about. If you don't like this conversation, do more in creating different conversations to have. I always support more conversation. That's what it is, man. So to take this route of I'm sick and tired of hearing this shit, well, create the shit that you wanna hear. Nothing is stopping you. Go make the shit that you want to hear. That's all you have to fucking do. Don't make excuses. Just make the fucking content that you want to hear. And engage with more people that have the discussions that you want to fucking hear. Or go watch someone else. Go fucking watch someone else. But he doesn't watch my content to begin with. He just looks at my tweets on Twitter and they make him mad. That's really all it is, bro. That's all this entire disagreement is based off of.
I don't know. I think I like that even less. But you can have whatever political ideological view you want to fucking have. That's fine. It doesn't have to be in gaming. You're doing exactly what you're complaining about. You're like, they're putting their ideological political stuff into games. So I'm going to get on the internet and put my political ideological stuff all about games that attack the game.
He's actually comparing video game developers pushing their ideology in the gaming content that they're making, the video games that they're making, to us talking about it. You can't control what people talk about. People just talk about shit. And then people that want to hear it engage in it. Zachary says, okay, to be fair though, I like his beard. His takes are mid, but the beard is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. And that's a fair opinion. I'm not mad at you about that. But how can you sit here and actually compare the two? The people that buy the games are saying, we don't want this. And their response is, well, let's give them more of this. What the fuck? That's the crazy thing, bro. They're asking us to buy a product. Because because their livelihood depends on it. And their idea of this is, well, let's disrespect them anyway, even though my fucking livelihood depends on them buying my fucking game. Fucking insane. And yet he wants to conflate the two together. The discussion of the issues in gaming that we're having that revolve around this shit versus the developers making the content that people that buy games don't really like. You can't force people to buy the games if they don't want to. You can't force people to talk good about games that they don't like. You can't try and control the conversation. And the more you try to, the more people are going to talk about it. So you could continue this Streisand effect bullshit, but it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. Shout out to my man Dante Erics, member for 10 months. To Cassie, the bane of bearded Aussie bitches. Ooh. I appreciate that, Doc.
It's fucking stupid, this back and forth all the time. It's going absolutely nowhere.
And now you're entering the discourse.
Tanking game companies, and the more game companies that you tank, the less games we're going to get. So that's counter fucking productive.
So wait, hold on. This is how you know this dude, this discussion, what he has to add to the conversation and his opinion, his side, it's as crooked as his fucking hairline. So what you're saying is, we want more games, even if they happen to be bad. Because the more games, the better, even if they're shit. And we should support bad games. That's the takeaway? That's really the takeaway. We should still reward developers that do shit that gamers don't want. That's what he's... I can't believe this shit. I cannot believe this dude actually made this video and thought it was a good idea to upload. Do you know there is no shortage of video games? There is none. There's more video games being made now than ever before. And a lot of people in the gaming space feel as though a lot of AAA video games, especially in the West, are more garbage than they've ever been before. And this is not something that only a small group of people do. Like, a lot of people genuinely feel this way. There's so many people that are like, yeah, I'm more interested in AA games. I'm more interested in indie games. AAA just hasn't been good lately. And what he's saying is you should buy them anyway. You should support them anyway. No. Let the market work. Let the market dictate who succeeds and who fails. If a game developer chooses to not make games that an audience wants, they should just fail. That's what it is. Because guess what? They will leave the limelight. And then guess what? It makes room for someone else. Because there's no shortage of game developers. There's no shortage of video games being made. I think a lot of smaller game developers deserve way more credit. They deserve to be highlighted above a lot of these AAA games. A lot of these AAA developers, they deserve way the fuck more than what they get. And what you're saying is, even despite failure, these game developers, even despite making bad products, they should still be rewarded and they should still be guaranteed success. And that is just absolutely a ridiculous fucking take. You may be emotionally invested because, for example, Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas. They made the Outer Worlds, and those are really great games. But if Obsidian changes how they do things for the worse, why should they continue to see the same level of success that they have, or receive the same level of praise than they have? And I don't know if Avowed's going to be a good game. I don't know if Avowed's going to be a bad game. But a lot of people in the gaming space are now kind of on shaky ground with Avowed. They're not sure if it's going to be a good game. They're not sure if it's going to be a bad game. And they're telling you why. If you don't take this feedback, like, well, I don't know, maybe we should consider how we're going about this game because of that. If you can't accept that, I mean, that's just too, maybe you don't deserve to succeed. Now, if there's an audience for how they're making this game, then so be it. And the game is good, I hope it sees the success it deserves. But if they make a game for an audience that isn't there, why did he deserve to succeed? Why did he deserve to succeed even despite deliberately going against what gamers want? Why did he deserve success? No, make a game that people want and make it good. And that's when you see success. Period. Because guess what? When a game developer, the next game developer that happens to take a fat L because they refuse to listen to their audience, they refuse to respect their audience, which clearly that's not what's happening here right now. The next developer, the next company that chooses to disrespect, downplay, make garbage content, they'll be replaced by the next developer making their way forward. That's it. And that's what it is. Let the market dictate who succeeds and who fails. Stop protecting these companies. Stop being a fucking shill. We know you like Xbox. Okay, you like Xbox. But that doesn't mean that you should go out of your way to defend them blindly. Or at least stay in your fucking lane if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's it.
Cassie,
I'm here.
any fucking time you want to have a debate,
Oh, debate.
I'm here, man. You want to retweet me, you want to get into a space, whatever the fuck you want to do, I'm here. I don't think you have fuck all to add to the conversation.
I did. You just chose to not actually find out for yourself. That's what's crazy about people like this. They want to get into back and forth. They want to debate. They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And mind you, the last time I had a debate with Mr. Riskit4theBiskit, we were in a Twitter space, and I think I mentioned that earlier. You know what happened in that Twitter space, mind you guys? I got muted 3+ times because I was fucking trouncing on this idiot. Fucking destroying him because he was mad that Xbox don't have exclusives no more. Fucking destroying this dude. It's so much that he had to fucking mute me. Boo-hoo. That's what happens when you have conversations with authoritarian pigs. So, knowing that you're an authoritarian that clearly likes to try and control conversations, knowing that you don't actually do your fucking research when it comes to these discussions, you don't do your research in regards to actually knowing where my positions are. Why the fuck would I waste my fucking time debating someone like this? It's like entering a handicap match. First off, you should fucking apologize for being this stupid, for choosing to make this video, for choosing to take a stance, for choosing to disrespect me by calling me a grifter first and foremost, because we take that seriously here. You accuse me of being a grifter, you don't do your research, you don't actually understand my stances. You just see that some of my takes happen to align with the side that you disagree with. You lie in claiming that you are a centrist. You're not a centrist. Pick a side. Stop being a fucking pussy. You try to feign like, oh, I'm a centrist, so that people don't know where your positions are. That is cowardly fucking behavior, and I don't respect it. Stop being a pussy. But you want to debate me. Why? Are you a grifter? Because it seems as though you're going along with the popular conversation here. That's going to get you views. Even though you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Everyone wants to throw around the term grifter. I can throw it around too. I actually did the research. I actually had a whole discussion that was nuanced about this situation with Avowed Pronouns. It was on my fucking channel. All you had to do was watch the fucking video, and you chose not to. Instead, you chose to accuse me of something that's not true, that is disrespectful, just because you don't like me. That's the entire back and forth at this point. We just don't like each other anymore. We don't fuck with each other anymore. And now he wants to talk to me more than we ever have before? How does that work? How does that fucking work? Fucking dumb, man. I got you, Mitty. I have to check a lot of shit on Discord real quick, but let's just finish this up.
You're stubborn.
Absolutely. 100% won't deny that I'm stubborn as fuck.
think you're stupid,
No, I'm not stupid.
but you might be.
You wouldn't know. You're stupid.
Guess we'll find out. Anyway, that's all I've got time for today. See you in the next one.
So, with this situation, I think Riskit is stupid, but it's by choice. He chose to be stupid. He chose to have a stance that's more crooked than this fucking hairline. And I just don't respect it. Make this better. Make this right. Make a follow-up video that actually, where you actually know what the fuck you're talking about, where you actually do the research. Where you actually understand my perspective and where I'm coming from. Don't just disagree with me because I'm friends with Hypnotic. Don't just disagree with me because that's the safe stance to take. Because there's more to me than just, I take the anti-woke stance. There's so much more to me than that. And the fact that you don't know that after claiming to be friends with me for so long goes to show that you never fucking knew me and you never respected me enough to know me. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that. By the way, guys, I will be making this into a video. I'll probably put it up tomorrow as a reply because this is so stupid that it deserves to be its own video. And it's just too easy. Fuck it. Fuck it. Sorry, brother. Chose to make the video. I'll just turn this into a video as a response. Whatever, dog. That's all I gotta say about that. I wipe my ass with you. Anyways, next.